You have found the Titus Podcast Armageddon Update with hosts Christopher Titus, Rachel Bradley, and Ken Highland. And now, here's Christopher Titus with this week's Armageddon Update.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Happy summer vacation, people. Oh, these last few weeks of summer where the South basks in the sun and nails plywood to the windows to deal with climate change and the constant barrage of hurricanes and meth heads.
The size of this storm, which is huge and still growing larger. Fox Weather has boots on the ground.
Bob! Good. Oh, no locals, Bob. Just me. And some schizophrenic, scary, homeless strugglers, Bob.
While the West gets ready to burn again. We have such an amazing country. You can go anywhere for vacation. Maybe Texas, where you can be locked in the state house and sleep in chairs.
I would like to go home. I would like to go home.
So the Republicans can gerrymander the state and steal elections.
We're not in America. We're in a authoritarian country. We're not in a democracy anymore.
Sorry, though. You can't vacation at a summer camp in parts of Texas because, well, they've been washed away and a bunch of people died because the Republicans refused to use money that was actually earmarked for an early warning flood system because it was approved by Democrats, and we can't have that.
You spend this money, you're signing a contract with the devil, and the devil's in the White House.
This is Texas, and Texans can take care of Texas.
And by the way, who wants to vacation with Democrats? Or what about maybe Alaska, where you can fly in on your own jet and have a hot girl summer by showing off your cankles to a lover. Yeah, a lover you've known for decades, a lover who, well, helped you become so successful after you failed your whole life. A lover who thinks he's such a good friend, he flies your country's flag on a tank while attacking a country you say you support. Yep, that's an American flag on a Russian tank in Ukraine. Putin is hilarious. Oh, summer vacation shenanigans are magical. Or you could go see a parade in Washington, D.C., a never-ending military parade where tanks and Humvees and MRAPs roam the streets. You're going to feel the excitement of 1930s Germany and feel the fear of Anne Frank. And if you are from another country, you can meet the soldiers and connect with the police force when they taser you in the streets of Washington, D.C. And then you get to take another involuntary summer vacation to a country you've never been to and don't know about. That's right. You're going to get a room with a bunch of other people, and you're going to get to spend time with your other summer vacationers wearing matching outfits and learning line dancing. That's going to be a blast. Or you could do an improv summer vacation in the theme park that we call America, because it is no longer an actual country of freedom.
American cities, suburbs, and towns are totally under siege. A brutal plague of bloodshed, crime, chaos, misery, and death.
So come to America, where you hit the streets of your town and cosplay as a patriot, where you stand up to a fascist, authoritarian dictator and try to save the greatest country on earth by standing up for rights given to you by the Constitution we say we follow. Maybe fighting for life, liberty, and happiness is not the vacation you want, but this year, with the evil, fat, incompetent dollar store Willy Wonka, it's the vacation you have to take, because it may be the last vacation you ever get. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Man! God, I know it's satirical. I know I'm saying it, but I cannot believe where we are standing at right now. Really? Putin and Russia had our soldiers kneel and roll out a red carpet for a murderous dictator dipshit? And then he actually met the European leaders like at like a Starbucks? What the fuck? Everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening. With me, as always, the lovely bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There can be only one.
We also have Chaplin and Groucho sitting here with us. Hey, in the last week, the Putin in Alaska thing happened.
Yeah.
After, right? After we did last week.
After we did, yes.
It was
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Right. Exactly.
So here's the thing. It's happening the crazy's happening on a daily. Like, would you realize what we're used to? Do you remember how boring it was during Biden? It was boring. Once COVID
And
slowed
we had-
down, it was boring.
Mhm.
I
Not
would
according to
like
MAGA.
to just specifically address the fact, which you steer a little, stood in the gap, that what really has eaten me alive all weekend, and this week is that visual of servicemen and women literally on their knees on the tarmac to roll out a red carpet for a convicted war criminal, a man who
Indicted, yeah.
has convicted before, but indicted
He was
again.
convicted too? I didn't.
There are hundreds of missing Ukrainian children that were just simply kidnapped, and those are the ones that were lucky enough to not be
Blown
thrown into a big ditch in random cities in Ukraine. And that's why he has been indicted again. And so our servicemen and women got down on their knees at Trump's direction to roll out a red carpet. And then the European leaders came to the White House.
Met him at a Taco Bell.
Meaning, our allies, the people that are actually
Our
allied
side,
with
yeah.
the United States.
Yeah.
And he did not meet them. He sent out like
The coffee boy.
it was a woman, but yes, a coffee woman. And I just can't, every week I think we say this, that we don't understand how or why we're here, and how the party that was the Constitution is all that matters to
Freedom of speech.
Military, that's
Number
we
one.
stand behind the military,
Right.
back the blue, and
Freedom of speech. Freedom of freedom of elections.
my sister told me that when this election happened, that we're all about freedom of speech. That's what this whole movement is about, is free speech. So just really
For
lost.
Putin.
So welcome to our podcast where we have free speech. So let's lay this out. So Putin has been indicted. First of all, he's been convicted by a criminal court, but indicted by the International Criminal Court. That means he's a worldwide criminal. That doesn't mean like he's in trouble in North Hollywood, or he's in trouble in New York, or even a state. That means the fucking world is like, hey, bro, you got to go to jail.
I don't understand. They're like,
the planet is like, you're an asshole.
yeah.
We were talking about this today, when they show him, then he claps like a giddy schoolgirl
Like
as
he
Putin is coming towards him.
Putin's walking towards him like it's a character at Disney World, and Chubb's like, "Yay! Look at it! Oh my God, it's Mickey! It's Mickey!"
And he's out there with the
Cankles.
I don't know where to start with how he looks, and they think he's amazing. But obviously, he's having to wear boots type things because of his cankles, and because pictures of his cankles went everywhere. They put him in these like really wide boot things with little heels, and his pants are like 4 inches too high. And he's got the giant fupa and the Omar the tent maker tent jacket.
You can see where his shoulder. You pointed this out. His jackets are so wide with some big pads, so he looks big.
He's like David Burns.
You can see his shoulders.
It's beyond that, except he goes. It goes. He
I know
stopped
we
making sense a
shouldn't
long
make
time
fun
ago.
of someone's physical appearance, but it's
He
really
earned it.
hard.
He does all the time. Are you kidding me? The guy that made fun of a disabled reporter, we can make fun of that guy's physical appearance.
I guess that
don't
my
you think?
thing is that they keep allowing him, and they keep doing it, posting AI pictures of him with big pecs and muscles and like
Dressed as
flexing.
Rocky.
And this is what is. And I am so confused by that disconnect.
You pointed something out that what's weird is that these people, not only have they sold their souls for this asshole, but they've actually sold out all they say they believed in. They've sold out any tenets of Jesus and Christianity by because they're not backing up. He just killed how many? They said like 100,000 or 300,000 children will die of starvation in the next 4 years. 4.5 million children and people will die of starvation because of USAID. So all that, let's take that aside too. That's horrible. That's a horror show. That's genocide. However, all the soft power that we had as America, that we could say, hey guys, maybe you shouldn't let the Chinese in. That's gone now. Now the Chinese she just goes, hey man, we're going to give you guys $2 million, $1 billion. Can you guys like let us put a base there?
Yep.
Yeah. So we lost all that. We lost all our access in the world. then let's just talk about, so so all the tenets of Jesus Christ are gone. Then he actually, this is the same guy that General Kelly said called soldiers suckers and losers, had our military men kneeling on an airport to roll out a red carpet for a guy who would kill any of us in a second.
But at the same time, they claim to be the party of Jesus and family values and back the blue and all these things, and they do the exact opposite every fucking time.
And then you say you do the exact opposite. They go, no. What about someone said that, who was I talking to yesterday? I was talking to Nils. Nils called and we were talking about it. And he's talking to his son, his stepson, and his stepson has kind of got drifted in the mag world. And he said, he obviously he's hung out with a child rapist. Guy was in jail for it. The other girl's convicted. He was best friends with him. We have pictures all across the board. He won't let their files go. He goes, yeah, what about Biden sniffed girls' hairs? I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Raping a child.
I don't know how those two are going to handle having a son, because Nils' wife is a fierce warrior against this administration, and rightfully so.
I can't do it anymore.
So Putin was charged by the ICC. As such, they issued arrest warrants.
The planet convicted him.
And if you're wondering, there are warrants out for his arrest. The United States does not fund the ICC.
We pulled out of it.
The ICC has no jurisdiction over the U.S. or Israel. So it's a completely separate international criminal court where things are tried at The Hague.
Why would a country that says it's based in liberty and freedom and the American way, and Israel, who basically says the same thing, democracy, love, why would those two countries pull out of the International Criminal Court? Why would those two countries? Because we didn't used to be. Didn't
the United States?
Didn't Trump pull us out?
It says the order, Trump ICC order imposes sanctions against the ICC based in The Hague, includes visa restrictions and financial penalties for people who help the ICC investigate U.S. citizens and allies. The whole standing of that being that if crimes are committed by U.S. citizens on U.S. soil, then that would fall under the jurisdiction of the United States. But it would be helpful to him to not have anyone overseeing it, because he is dismantling democracy. And
he's committing them now. I mean, if you look at, I mean, literally, if the ICC was part of our country,
I was going to say, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, just in Florida,
I can't pause. I got to
just alligator Alcatraz. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be probably how many international codes does that violate? How many does that violate?
They're the party of freedom of speech, yet he's, the Smithsonian, the fucking, he's suing ABC and broadcasts and on
for
and on.
Just stating the facts. And
he sued the polling organization.
Right.
Everyone, this is what I just wonder how these people justify this, but everyone that disagrees with him, no matter whether it's an organization, a charitable group, a person, and news outlet, if you disagree with him, then you are wrong. You're bad, rigged, evil, you get sued, it's rigged, it's
lie.
Even if you tell him something that he just doesn't like the statistics,
Democrat,
you get fired.
Yeah, you're a radical Democrat.
Freedom of speech.
Tulsi Gabbard, his own appointment. She said something he didn't agree with, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I don't listen to her." You mean the woman that heads up our national security?
That's supposed to take care of us.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
Makes sense.
So everybody who actually backed the man up is like, there is no. I need even a little bit of consistency. They don't. Do they know why they back him up anymore? Because he doesn't follow the tenets of Jesus, which means you don't, if you like the guy. He doesn't follow the tenets of freedom, which means you don't. So take that fucking flag off your truck. By the way, the defaced flag that violates the flag code because you have a face of this fat, orange, bloviating rapist douchebag on it. And then, so you don't believe in freedom. You don't believe in Jesus or the tenets of Christianity, yet You want a Christian nationalist nation or nationalistic Christian nation, so a Nazi nation, and you want you basically want the Constitution to just serve you. You want to back up this guy who's so corrupt. Remember when they went after Hunter Biden for like he got a paycheck? He was getting like $3 million for doing that on that board. He was on the board of Burisma.
Yeah,
Trump
He
just took
wasn't in office.
Right.
Of any kind.
But I'm just saying, but that's all they use. Trump got a $400 million plane that you and my tax dollars are going to pay to retrofit another $400 million.
Yeah.
And then he's taking it with him.
Plus golf courses.
For his
merch.
library.
But this is what I start to hear on this podcast. This is why I said this. It starts to sound like, hate him. What is the constructive conversation of what is and now what?
Hockey gear, football helmets, Kevlar suits.
Say it as Ethel Merman.
Gasoline full of jars and jars full of gasoline and rags.
My Amazon cart.
No.
Yeah, you don't understand. So here's the thing.
No.
I'm going to be a Power Ranger pretty soon with my motorcycle outfit.
Don't say that out loud on the podcast.
You do know this. I'm
cut this
joking,
off.
but here's what you do know. Okay, so let's talk about that. Because you're right. I hear it too. We do the same shit every week, talk about the same shit every week, right? However, nobody's stepping up. We've got the Republicans. The Republicans are so illegal at this point. Yeah. They're actually, but Gavin's being funny. Gavin's not doing anything militarily. Gavin
is redistricting California.
This guy has to stop. And he won't stop. So you got the Republicans literally have come out and said, no, we need 5. He told them we need 5 seats. So basically they gerrymandered Texas so bad. And I was thinking today about Texas. Wasn't Texas always talking about don't mess with Texas? We're tough. We're honest. We're moral. And yet they're the most immoral state right now with their governor. Their governor is probably the most immoral. He actually cut funding for disabled people. The guy in the wheelchair was like, yeah, man, they better stand on their own 2 feet.
He pulled up the ramp behind him.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. He used the ramp and then moved it. So I hear you, but here's the problem. No one wants to face what has to be done to moths.
No.
Don't.
That's like the opposite of Bernie Sanders' dove.
Listen, I want you guys to know.
That's when
at home, I save flies. You see me do it. Today, I saved a dragonfly and gave it water because it was thirsty. I am Snow White, but when it comes to moths, they eat cashmere. And I'm not taking it.
I love that it has to do with fashion.
Like sweater.
I will take a scorpion outside because it's just doing what a scorpion does.
They don't bite. They don't do anything.
You've messed up
they
my...
do bite. Have you ever pulled a cashmere sweater that you love out of your closet
I've never
and put it
worn
on,
a cashmere sweater.
and there's holes all over it? Somehow they know how to chew right where your nipple goes, too. It's just not
I don't know about that.
It was
I don't think it's the
moths.
moths.
Where are you chewing the boob parts of my sweaters? It's like, okay.
Do you need? You just answered your own question.
No, I don't. I don't.
Why is there 2 holes exactly right here?
We did not get Milo Freeman. I just want to
We did not
update
get Milo
that.
Freeman.
I drove an hour in gridlock traffic of 3 hours and realized that whatever was going on, I was going to be later than I thought, and grabbed my phone to email them. And I had an email late that night saying the foster family, because I was coming, decided to adopt Milo Freeman. So we did something good, I guess. We got him adopted, but super bummed. Groucho was in his little Prada tie. He was
Groucho had a Prada tie that didn't have any holes in it because the moths did not get to, because it is genocide on moths in my house. Do you know why? Because they mess with clothing.
Because they mess with sweaters.
They mess with sweaters.
How
Cashmere.
dare you?
No, cashmere specific.
Be clear. Yes.
Cashmere
I
specific.
do save flies, though. Flies are so
She has
dumb.
very organic moths. They don't go up there. They will not eat a rayon sweater.
Yeah, they are very highfalutin.
Specific.
Lululemon moths.
Lululemon.
They've got little jewelry on them.
Lululemon doesn't carry cashmere.
No, everything in Lululemon is made out of petroleum products.
We're talking about
100%.
Balmain and YSL. Do you guys want to advertise on this podcast? Dolce? No? Okay.
I buy my sweaters from Costco.
Let's talk about the solution. So let's go through history. What's the solution to someone who's done this throughout history? A world war. That's the solution. That's the solution. I mean, there is no other time. The only time it ever happened.
What is the solution to save our democracy in the United States from Donald Trump?
Let's see what it says. Will it say it out loud?
Thinking longer for a better answer. I've never seen that response, and
Wow.
it's just floating. Providing civic engagement advice.
Nope.
But still not. I
Already
get
tried it.
very quick answers
Wow.
from Selena.
Oh, she named her therapist.
What is
No,
it,
I
ChatGPT?
didn't name it.
Oh, they named it themselves? Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you picked it.
my chat GPT named itself. I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl.
It's a dead
While we wait for that, why don't you do
singer.
an ad?
A short answer. There's no single silver bullet. Saving American democracy
Speaking of bullets.
is a many fronts. Yeah, we need those ads. Sig Sauer, strengthen the guardrails, not just the players. I'll just hit the bullet points.
Can we answer them piece by piece? You can't strengthen the guardrails if the guys who fucking run the guardrails are on the guy's side and helping him tear down the guardrails, which is
Back
Congress.
reforms that make elections harder to break. The
Again,
Bipartisan Electoral Count Reform Act, which is already a law, tightened how Congress counts our votes and raised the bar for objections. No?
okay, but when you have a Congress that is on his side and doing everything he
Okay.
says, when we have someone that basically coming in with a bulldozer, either way, and just ruining the guardrails, just taking them down.
Yeah, you make districts fairer and competition real.
Oh boy. Okay.
What is wrong with you? Just do this.
Okay.
Throughout history, how have
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
We're going.
throughout history, what is the best way to get rid of dictators and authoritarians?
Just list weapons.
I'm going to get flagged.
Poison.
Yeah.
Just poison. Insurrection.
Oh,
Box cutter.
Selena. Nonviolent mass movements is
Tried it.
that, but she did say that's a big, sobering question. History shows there isn't just one best way. Authoritarians fall through a mix of pressure, resistance, and luck. But poli-sci and historical
Luck?
case studies will highlight these patterns.
Okay.
Nonviolent mass movements, they gave examples like
India.
and they cite the research. People Power in the Philippines in 86 and Eastern Europe 1989.
Also, yeah, I remember that.
But I
89
don't feel
was
like they
Black
stay nonviolent these days.
I don't. But also, it depends on the guy. Like because now Gaddafi, that wasn't just a mass protest. That was a box cutter up the anus.
Yeah.
That was, as we've talked about.
Up the hidey hole.
So we throughout history, when you get guys like Hitler or Mussolini, it ends up in a war. It ends up violent.
Yeah.
Now, haven't they built walls around the White House again? Didn't they
Yes.
put all that stuff back up?
Yes.
They didn't cover it. How come the news didn't cover that?
Well, it was very brief, but there's like so many other heinous things happening.
So
In the midst of everything flooding, burning down, blowing away, you also
no FEMA to help.
and all the programs that would have warned and helped
Fixed
with that going on, and ICE, grabbing bicycle food delivery drivers off of their bike while they're working, and 6 guys jumping on top of them in the street. I mean, there's just a lot
somebody
to
didn't
focus
get their
on.
Chick-fil-A. So on top of the heinousness of a guy who's working hard in a job where he's riding a bike to deliver food for $8 an hour, whatever it is, the person didn't get their food.
He also gets a bad review.
Right?
And no tip.
Yeah.
That
was another one
in
that
this
really
economy?
upset me. The guy at IHOP out here, it's just like, so you're taking down the criminals, the gardeners and the food delivery people that are actually working and
But that's the bullshit.
making money and paying taxes, and yeah, those are the ones. Okay.
Rachel Maddow said something this week when she was talking about it, and she went over the poll numbers pretty much across the board. He's underwater by at least 23 points pretty much in every subject: economy, immigration, law
Lowest
enforcement.
polling number approval rating since right after January 6th.
Right.
27%
So, but
are happy overall with Trump.
So what
right
he's doing now is he's going to have to be violent. The only way this is going to happen, people, you need to understand, we have MRAPs and Humvees and military on the streets in American cities. And just be clear, crime's at a 30-year low in Washington, D.C. Nothing happened. We have a guy who's basically said to all of us, I'm going to take over. He has joked about, just as of 2 days ago, joked about not having elections in 2028, in 2026, because he goes to Zelensky. So if you're at war, then you can just not have elections. He goes, well, maybe we'll try that. He said that on camera.
And I love how Zelensky just burst out laughing like he wasn't serious. Zelensky.
That was the
He's
oddest
serious.
thing. I hope that was a language barrier thing, because why are you laughing at?
Because he thinks he's joking.
Yeah, he thinks. Yeah,
You're going to start a war?
Surely Zelensky at this point does not think Trump is joking. Number 2, elite splits and loss of support. Dictators survive when elites, such as military, business, political insiders, stay loyal. When they split or defect, regimes weaken quickly. Examples would be Chile 1988 and Soviet Union 1991. So that would mean Tim Apple not bringing him a gold plaque and
Gold
Zuckerberg.
computer. Yeah, he was a gold. Was
circle.
it a plaque?
It was a trophy.
Oh my God.
Thing.
and ABC and NBC, whatever, not capitulating to him, or the universities, Harvard, not capitulating to him. That could have been a fight.
So here's what I don't get.
This is interesting.
So these billion or anything else, what's next?
I find that very interesting. That I just think this is saying that throughout history, regimes have weakened rapidly when the military, business leaders, and political insiders leave.
But you do know that we have, and I've seen a bunch of guys on Instagram stuff, military men have gone on camera and gone, "Hey, I didn't take an oath to you. I took it to the Constitution."
Yeah.
I think there's going to be here's the saddest thing. I think in America there could be a coup. Like they may have to take. I mean, there may have to be a coup.
If they're willing to.
There'll be no coup.
What we gonna do? We're gonna have a coup.
I'm just saying, when they drag you into court, that's the evidence they have to play.
Oh, I am a comedian, and what I say all the time is always conjecture. It is not true. It is not fact. Conjecture. It is opinion. And I'm talking about through history. Through history, at times, the military has had to get involved with a leader that was out of control and had a coup. That's what's happened throughout history.
Do you need sleep?
Yes, for right now.
Do. This episode brought to you by Helix. Helix Sleep, Helix Mattresses.
What a good...
I have another review of the Helix mattress, one of them in our home.
Yes.
Saturday night, I celebrated my friend Amber's birthday.
Amber, who's awesome.
Late. Amber, actually, for throwback people, before we even did video on this podcast, came on in 2016, I think, and talked about plant-based eating and healthy lifestyle. That was 10 years ago. Yep. Anyway, so we went out, and then she spent the night. We went back to my house and our house, and she was talking about how she doesn't sleep anymore. And it's just so hard to get a good night's sleep and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we drank, stayed up way too late, and then
avoiding
sleep because we're not great at it, and dance like old white women in the kitchen, and then went to bed. And the next morning she got up and she was happy. She was good. It was not misery. And she slept on the Helix mattress. And she said, I have not slept that hard or that long in probably over a year.
Wow.
She said she didn't move throughout the night. Like how, when you're on your side and it hurts, so it wakes you up and you have to flip constantly.
Yeah, our old mattress, we had issues with that.
Dear God. If you have night sweats, back pain, motion transfer, like I was just saying, Helix has kind of solved all those issues. It's an incredible company. Go to their website. You can put in all of your info, and then it will tell you which of their many mattresses is tailored exactly for your specific needs. I even had to put in, do I sleep with someone? is he a side sleeper or a back sleeper or whatever? So it's like very specific. And I think we have I think it's called Twilight Lux. But anyway, do yours and you do you, boo boo, and change your life. When you get a good night's sleep and you wake up the next day, you feel like the world is going to be okay.
If you're not sleeping, your body's not healing. So that's when your body heals for the day-to-day bullshit that it goes through. So Helix Mattress will help you heal.
Yeah. Amen. So right now, exclusive for you guys, for listeners of Titus podcast, you can get 27% off site-wide. It's a Labor Day sale that we're doing because it is upon us. You just have to go to helixsleep.com/Titus. That's helixsleep.com/Titus. At the end, tell them we sent you so that they know that we're not just screaming into the void and they keep coming back. helixsleep.com/Titus. 27% off is no joke.
I love that you said you want to solve it. I think that's a good point.
Oh, let's go back because I'd like to hear what you think about
Yeah,
these.
but I think that's a good point. We do complain about it. We do know that the hypocrisy is run rampant. We've talked about it for 8-9 years now and it's never changed.
It's getting worse.
But I just don't understand. They just keep saying more shit. At one point, what's their cutoff? He raped kids. What's your cutoff?
There isn't one.
What's the cutoff? I mean, he basically cut off FEMA, so even the people that in Texas, such a red state, voted for him got screwed.
Well, how can you fight against somebody who does the opposite of what you're saying he's doing? He can do anything. He can do anything and just keep going.
Do you remember what kind of psychopath says I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and still get more votes?
And then they
he's
voted
right.
for him. Yes,
and
exactly.
He was right. Surprisingly enough.
What kind of historical evil prick is this?
And then podcasters have him on there as a guest, like this is a normal person, and then just want to normalize him.
Everything's been normalized.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have nonviolent mass movements, elite splits, and loss of support. Number 3, international pressure, which he doesn't seem to give a shit about.
He doesn't give a shit about
He
it.
sent his lunch lady out to meet
the leaders of the strongest countries on the planet.
Yes.
He did.
Boris, the British Trump. I want to say Boris Karloff.
I was going to say Boris Yeltsin, but that's
the
the Russian guy. Boris.
Yep, the guy that was dining on Downing Street.
The guy
during
with the mo
COVID.
haircut. The guy with the mo.
Yep. Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson, yeah.
Holy crap. Boris Johnson just truthed or tweeted or something about the Alaska summit and said basically it was
the most disgusting thing he's ever seen. Vomit-inducing on the international stage. He's never seen like it.
The most vomit-inducing episode in all the tawdry history of international diplomacy.
So I have a question. We all know that Trump's been going to Russia since 87. He's been laundering money through his apartments since the early 80s because Russians were buying all those apartments for cash. We know that he took teen beauty pageants and stuff to Russia. We know that he visited constantly. We know that Jared had to shut down a server that was directly connected to Russia early on in the first election cycle that he ran.
We know that Manafort was
that Manafort was convicted. How many people got indicted and convicted with Russian? And he's calling it a hoax. I'm like, a lot of people went down on the hoax,
on
bro.
Hoax, right.
So what? And Putin,
okay, here, let me...
He put Putin in the beast. He put Putin in the presidential limo.
I'm going to give you a little context on what you just said.
Okay.
So you spit the facts and I'll give the info, but Reuters found that at least 63 individuals with Russian passports or addresses have bought at least $98.4 million worth of property in Trump-branded luxury towers in southern Florida. That's just in Florida. Do you remember how many Russian and Saudi residents were in New York Trump Tower?
Well, Mar-a-Lago.
It's a great way to clean money.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great way. If you go buy a $3 million apartment cash. 2 years later, you sell it for $3.5 or even $2.5. You clean all that money.
Yeah,
it's just clean.
And who did he know that was really good at cleaning money?
Yeah,
somebody else.
Yeah. That's another thing. I keep coming back to this. They're over the deadline for releasing all the Epstein files. They're over it. They're well past it.
Said, they told the same Republican committee in the House that subpoenaed the Epstein documents that they're not going to make the deadline, but they're working on it. We've lost all rules. We've lost all the rules. So listen, when the guy that's supposed to be in charge of the rules doesn't follow any of the rules, there is only one place to go after that. And it's throughout history. And ChatGPT has obviously been twisted. No, ChatGPT's got some.
Oh, go ahead. Give me some more. Let's go to the next one.
Let me just tell you guys this. I've just looked up Trump Tower, New York City. Trump Tower has 58 stories, according to city records. This is what made me laugh, or 68, according to Donald Trump, who had the residential elevator button skip 10 floors to make the building seem bigger. So he could say 68 floors. So it goes, 57.
Yeah. That's so him.
Yeah.
he invented.
That's a mental illness.
So
that's like what?
100%. He invented a monument, like a historical event that never took place, to put a monument on his golf course so that he could claim that it had, historical significance.
He buried his ex-wife. He buried his ex-wife on the golf course so he could claim it as a burial ground.
Yeah.
His golf course, it's tax exempt.
God, this is like the sickest. I mean, we're talking about dictators. Dictators at least had some level of I don't know.
Shamelessness?
Yeah, well,
what?
No, Gaddafi didn't. Gaddafi.
No, none of them did.
None
What
of
are
them
you
did.
talking
Gaddafi,
about?
none of them. He said it. I didn't say
No. They had
finished his sentence with the word.
I was trying to figure out what he said.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So list all the dictators, right? Back to fucking Attila the Hun.
Let's go to the nice ones. Let's go to the nice ones. Let's go to the good ones. What?
Well, let's go back to Vlad the Impaler. At least he had rules that he stuck by.
It was in his name. You knew what was coming.
He knew, yeah.
He didn't bullshit you. He wasn't like Vlad the Hugger and then do impaling.
Exactly.
He was Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah,
he was
Attila the Hun
listen, you got impaled. You
put
his name on the invite.
Name.
His name was on the invite. It didn't say Vlad Impaler.
That's
you knew somebody was getting impaled.
Good point.
Somebody's getting impaled.
My point. There you go. Exhibit A.
It's
what I
pretty
said.
crazy. If you go and read the people that live in Trump Tower while he was running for and became president in the first term, Vadim Trincher, 63rd floor, really 53rd floor. He was the leader of a Russian-American crime ring that operated an international gambling operation out of Trump Tower. They laundered over $100 million, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI. He coordinated with his neighbor, who was named Hillel Heli Namad, who owned multiple condos on that floor. He owned almost an entire floor, about $21 million he paid to Trump. Dozens, they were part of that ring. They all pleaded guilty to charges connected to the gambling operation. They ran out of that floor of Trump Tower. The FBI actually raided that floor. On the 49th floor, that was ex-FIFA official Chuck Blazer. Well, depends on when he switched the 10
Depends
floors.
on reality or Trump reality. You got it.
This guy apparently rented a $20,000 per month apartment for himself and a second for $6,000 for his cats, which, okay. I like a guy that likes animals. Even if he
Except for moths.
Murder many people.
He was part of that crime ring and loved to attend Trump's Miss Universe competitions and let Trump film a commercial for Trump University in his apartment. He was also very close friends with Vladimir Putin, who voted for Russia to host the 2018 World Cup. No wonder, Trump, there was a lot of FIFA stuff, those videos that we talked about.
Yep.
Interesting. So this, like you said, this all goes so far back.
To the early 80s. This goes back. So these Russians have been laundering money with Trump's help and the weird part about it is, it's all there. Okay, if you had to take all the shit that Trump's done, including the college, and I'd like to date my daughter, and just try him on what kind of human being he was.
Yeah.
Just first of all, he's convicted of being Satan. But second of all, just this financial stuff. Yeah. Even circumstantially, people forget this. He was fined $300 and something million for tax fraud. He's paid none of it. With interest, it is now over $500 million. He can't go to jail.
Not only has he not paid it, he has now launched an investigation into Tish James, and as of yesterday, had a DOJ official that he's just appointed that also has zero experience. Yeah. Standing outside of her apartment in New York, videoing stuff for social media while wearing a trench coat like Columbo. It's a circus. Like he's intentionally doing it to, I don't know if they think it's funny or intimidating, and videoing himself and putting stuff online outside of her apartment showing where she lives.
He owes $81 million to a woman that a judge said he raped. A judge said he raped. That's a civil case. He had to pay $25 million on his fake college thing. He was best friends with a pedophile. Here's the thing. There was over $1 billion, 4,500 plus deposits into Jeffrey Epstein's account. And the banks paid off his... I don't get this at all, man. Why would a bank, any bank, pay off someone else's sex crimes? I don't get it.
I know you're kind of stuck on that, but I still think it's because they needed it to go away.
Of course, that's why.
Because then Deutsche Bank, we covered, sued the guy that actually managed the account.
And Deutsche Bank, who's the justice that his son was managed, there was a Supreme Court justice who left. Roberts? No, who left?
No,
yes. The other guy. Find out the guy that left. He retired, and then Roberts got put in. But that guy, the Supreme Court justice who left the first term to clear a spot so Trump could put his guy in, his son ran Trump's Deutsche Bank loans. Yeah. So when these people, and now we're back to the people
Anthony Kennedy.
So Anthony Kennedy's son ran Trump's Deutsche Bank accounts. Mm-hmm. So, my question is if we can connect all, like remember that movie Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, which I don't like Mel Gibson anymore, but that movie's so good, and he had all these connections connected.
What did
to
he
everything.
Say?
What?
I'm paranoid. What was it? You and my sister loved and laughed. I'm paranoid because everyone's trying to kill me.
Yeah, right.
Here's the next step. I just want you to cover these.
So we've now connected. We got Epstein and Trump. We got $1 billion of deposits. We got two banks, Deutsche Bank and JP Morgan Chase, who paid $365 million to over 100 and something victims of Jeffrey Epstein's sex crime, which, by the way, I'm sure they had to sign NDAs. So that's why we're not hearing from all these people. So why would a bank give up that much money unless it was protecting all these rich men who did this?
Well, don't banks also have, just mechanically, don't they have like insurance policies, financial insurance policies? But they could just tap into that. That's
again,
easy.
When you sign up for a bank, you sign a contract, and the contract states that we are not responsible for anything you do,
unless
unless you go, listen, man, all these rich guys need this to go away. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of rich guys, so here's what we're going to do. These deposits.
Yep.
Are now going to, and so the bank becomes the signatory on paying these people off. But I still don't understand. I agree with you. I think it's a cover up, but I don't understand what law would force a bank to pay off sex crime victims. That makes no sense at all. Look all this up, people.
It was a class action lawsuit.
Why'd they take?
That they settled, and rather than go to court where there is discovery.
Well, okay. So my question is, who are they protecting? Who brought the lawsuit, and why would you bring the lawsuit against the bank?
Well, I think that's probably all those answers are obvious, right?
Yeah, wouldn't you bring the lawsuit against the rapists?
Well, there were different lawsuits, but that was one of them, and that was the moonshot, I would bet, who has the most money.
So whoever the attorneys were,
I would argue that what you're pointing to is probably exactly correct, that they are protecting their clients.
Yep.
they are protecting probably some of their high-level people who hung out with Epstein. Jamie Dimon, didn't he hang out?
I think so,
I
yeah.
want to say that's alleged because I need to look it up.
Yep.
Actually, I don't care. They're all sleazebags. So I would say it's just always been a good old boy network of covering for each other.
And the banks probably didn't want the fallout. They're just like,
Right.
it's cheaper to just
Drag
agree to
that
it.
in
Like
court?
the attorneys just wrote it and said, well, we could get you, and all you motherfuckers. And they're like, yeah, we'll take it.
So let's say there's 50 billionaires that are part of JP Morgan Chase. These 50 billionaires are part of it. Let's say whoever it is, and they go, it's just cheaper. Look, guys, just give me the names. All right, here's what here's what you need to deposit. Here's what you need to deposit. Here's what you need to deposit, and we'll pay it off.
This episode brought to you by AG1. There is no segue anymore because the world is a shit show. And your life doesn't have to be because you take AG1.
But your health doesn't have to be.
Part 2, Amber and Rachel wake up on Sunday like, oh. So I was like, ooh.
Vodka is not healthy.
I have an idea. And so I made us shaker bottles with AG1 because Amber is a fitness and nutrition person. And she was like, oh, you have that? And I said, yeah. And so we did that. Scoop of AG1, a dropper of the vitamin D3K2. I did 2 kinds of colostrum and collagen, shook it up, and we had it. And it was kind of crazy.
I do all my stuff in AG1 now. AG1 is my base.
Yes.
It's my foundation. Then I do my D12, and then I do a little bit of lemon. D2, do my lemon.
Yeah,
and then
he does fresh lemon.
I do a scoop of protein powder, colostrum, and I got to tell you, it is first of all, AG1 alone always makes me feel better, makes my gut calm down. It takes my tension away after 2 cups of coffee. I don't know why. But I always have a sense of well-being about 35, 40 minutes later. That is pretty stunning.
Yep.
I love it.
So it now comes in flavors. You add fresh lemon, but there's the original, which it tastes tropical to me, but now they have a tropical flavor. So I'm very interested in this one. They have berry, they have citrus. The regular one is awesome. It's shockingly good. I actually said to Amber, because she was around back in the day when I was doing that old greens powder when I was competing, and it was gnarly. And she was so shocked at how good this one tastes.
She's a trainer.
Yes. And we used to hold our noses, hold our breath. Yeah. We tried adding peppermint oil to it. And we tried everything. That was nasty. So AG1, you probably have heard us say, has over 75 minerals, vitamins, whole food source superfoods, meaning you're getting wheatgrass and broccoli and stuff like that.
Without having it to taste like that.
Prebiotics, probiotics, adaptogens, which she knew already. She knew all about AG1. It's basically, it fills in all the nutrient gaps in your diet that would be absolutely impossible to eat all in one day.
True that.
And you can do this all for less than $3 a day, which I also love. Imagine if you tried to buy all that crap. My probiotics I used to get from Whole Foods were $112.
And it had to be refrigerated.
Yes. To keep it alive.
It had to be
it was crazy.
So gut health support, energy, these are the things that it does for me. I get a feeling of clear-headed. Even after drinking too much the night before.
Sense of well-being.
Immune system support, which has been huge for me. I used to get sick all the time and I don't anymore, like colds and flus and stuff. I mean, so this is your daily health drink. It just got more flavorful because they have new flavors. You guys got to give those a try. Go to, what is it? What is our code, ladies and gentlemen? It is drinkag1.com/Titus. That's drinkag1.com/Titus. You're going to get a free welcome kit worth $76 when you subscribe. That gets 5 AG1 travel packs, the shaker, the canister. It's a really cool metal canister, a metal scoop. drinkag1.com/Titus. You'll get all that stuff. Oh, and the dropper bottle of D3K2 and the 30-day supply of AG1.
It's good stuff. It's really good
stuff.
But
that's a killer deal for this. Okay, so let's go. So that was international pressure.
As we're connecting, when you start laying out the Russian thing from the 80s all the way to now to recently, and then you lay the server they had to shut down during the first election. You read that. Then Jared got $2 billion from the Saudis. Then when you start to lay it all out, it's the biggest. And these people that say that, oh, it's a democratic cabal of pedophiles and elites. No,
Putin plays a long game.
He's
He's KGB.
Yeah,
he's got the long plan for Russia.
Well, it's crazy because you've been saying that for so long. That it does go so far back and it's so deep.
Yeah.
But even just little interwoven, like the head of FIFA had an apartment right underneath the international Russian crime ring.
And so now for some reason, Trump's at the Championship World Cup game and
that guy was best friends with Putin, and he's the one that suggested Russia for the 2018.
Right.
But
what? Yeah.
If this were if Biden met Putin and it was in Alaska, Fox News would have been like, you're meeting in Alaska. You can't have him at the White House. You're meeting him halfway. That already. And then he lays out a red carpet and then he's happy and smiley versus Obama, that photo of Obama just fucking
mad dogging him. That's awesome.
Can I just say this to you guys? And I called him on the road, and so for years, I come from a family of people that identify as conservatives or Republicans or I don't know. And my mom, though, was a
thinker.
I was going to say highly educated, but that obviously doesn't always matter. My mom was a thinker, but my mom was very upset and was on this podcast back then with Tommy hitting on her, stuntman giving her sexy eyes the whole time, complaining to you that Obama bowed to the Saudi king. That was the biggest deal ever. Do you remember?
Do you also remember if you look at it, he goes like this. He just goes like that.
Yes.
It's not.
It's just like
it's a cultural. Okay.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Right.
Other presidents have done it.
Got it.
Whatever.
But Obama's the black guy. He's going to be amplified.
That was the whole thing, that it was over.
Yeah.
We have no credibility anymore. Yeah. And that was all I could think about when I saw the military on their knees rolling out the red carpet and him 100%. With his little kitten mittens doing that. And I don't, that's again another disconnect, right? Like,
right. But that's what people keep saying about it. They keep saying what they say. They said about that basically Trump made Russia, he made Russia important again. And I said, no, he didn't, because the rest of the world knows he's a fucking criminal, and Russia's not even an economic power. We've because of this thing, it's almost like in our DNA. And I experienced with my kids going through divorce. My ex put so much in the kids that wasn't true, that after 10, 12 years of it, I have to deprogram them. They go, that didn't happen, and we can prove it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So what's happened is the Soviet Union used to be the biggest power. We were so afraid of the Soviet Union. Since the time we were children, we were told this. Yeah. Cold War, they're going to nuke us. We're going to mutually assure destruction. So what's happened now is there's this thing in our head about Russia that is like, oh, they're this major power. Russia's economy is, I think, smaller than France's. Yeah. So their economy sucks. Their military sucks. And remember, when they attacked Ukraine, they couldn't get...
Yeah, there were fucking flat tires everywhere.
Trucks,
they were stuck in the mud.
Their tires didn't, So they've got China and Iran sending them stuff. They got North Korea sending them stuff. They want and they keep. And by the way, Ukraine started kicking their ass. That's why all this stuff got weird. And the only reason that this Ukraine thing is coming up is because we switched regimes from Biden, who was supporting them, to now we're not supporting them.
And we are, or we're not. And we are.
Yeah.
Well, we're not.
Well, we've put the video up too during the Armageddon update, but there is a picture of a Russian tank whipping through Ukraine with a Russian flag and an American flag.
After Trump, be very clear, after Trump met with Putin and
in America,
kissed his ass, they now have put out a video, Russian propaganda on RT, of tanks rolling through Ukraine, which was a sovereign nation, with our flag and the Russian flag on that tank, signifying that together
we got their back.
Yes.
Well, if you literally roll out a red carpet, all the other countries, right? No one's surprised that he fucking rolls out the red carpet. The same thing that we're doing here domestically. We're all trying to like smartly figure out how to deal with this and smartly deal with him, because everyone knows We all see it happen. He's in bed with fucking Putin. These buddies. And Trump is a fucking wannabe dictator, and it's happening. And now what do we do?
She just listed all the people he's been connected to with Russia, and this goes back.
Russia's economy is currently ranked as the 11th largest in the world by GDP.
Under
However,
who?
when considering purchasing power parity (PPP), it is 4th.
Purchasing power.
PPP.
You
Down with PPP?
Are you down with PP purchasing
Yeah,
power?
you know. Yeah, just because he has so much money.
So here's what I wanted to say. I was trying to say this before you guys interrupted me.
Ken still hasn't gotten his point out. I'm not sure what
There's
he was
so
trying
many,
to say. Oh God, no, he's frozen.
So they kept saying that we basically
are losers.
Gave Russia a higher position in the world stage.
He doesn't get distracted.
I don't agree with that. Because the rest of the world giving Russia a higher power would mean that the rest of the nations would have said, "Oh, we like Russia now because America invited him." Yep. But the rest of the world, here's how freaked out the rest of the world was. My point: we did not raise Russia. This lowered us. So here's how panicked the rest of the world was by this. Within a week, this meeting that he had with all the leaders of the world happened 2 days ago. It was 3 days ago. Mm-hmm. They all came to Washington. Yes. These motherfuckers, all of them, at the same time, got on a plane with Zelensky.
Like a fucking intervention.
Hey, you asshole.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, we want you to know we all love you. Thanks for coming. Listen, I
don't like this. Let me call my best friend.
We don't like who you're hanging out with.
He left them to go call Putin.
Right. So
because he had a scheduled call, he left our allies sitting at the table
with their hamburgers. They're going to be like, why are we eating this? So what we've done is now, you can say what you will. Trump has not just destroyed the Constitution. He has not just destroyed any kind of morality or fairness, freedom or democracy or liberty that we have in our country, which is he's doing. And he's making Texans do it. You know, one thing about Texans I've known over the years is they're pretty normal, pragmatic people. Texans always seemed to me, up till recently, the closest to Australians. Tough, badass, pretty moral, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. And if they're going along with this is crazy. I do see the Texans out protesting. So he's killing all of it. Now he's killing us internationally. What this will do is, and people think that, the next guy will fix it. No. How can you, if we have an election every 4 years and we were dumb enough to put the stupidest man in that anybody's ever seen, the most stupidest evil man we've ever seen, and we've now done it twice. No. Why the
did we?
Fuck? Yeah. Would any country trust us ever again?
They don't.
They don't. But what happened is he isolated us so bad now that I tell you what, today seeing that flag on the Russian tank, an American flag on a Russian tank, scared me because that means we're no longer with Germany. We're no longer with the allies that took down Hitler. We are siding with Hitler.
Guys, Germany was at that meeting.
Yeah, Germany's like, you got to stop this. What did tell me that thing that one woman said about Ukraine was the scariest thing. It was the most hateful thing.
She said, I have the video, I'll send to you. I actually videoed our TV. I was so stunned. She says, and sent it to you, that, she's talking about the hundreds of Ukrainian children that have disappeared. They were kidnapped and taken back to Russia for what? And again, I say to you, Republicans, the party of
pro-life
and loving children. Mm-hmm. There are hundreds of missing Ukrainian children.
Loving children maybe is a weird way to put it with this administration, but yes, caring for children.
Well, it turns out that's not an incorrect way of saying that.
Right.
But they don't care. So she brings this up to him at the table, and he answers with a 40-second response about, we actually did have the most amazing deal on tariffs in the history of any country that's ever been made. Many people are saying. It goes on and on about how great he is in tariffs after she just said, we've got to do something to find these children.
Yeah, she says, she goes, there's well over all these thousands of children missing.
I thought
hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds of children are missing that Russia has taken from Ukraine. These Ukrainian children. The number one thing we need to do is Putin needs to get those children back. Which, by the way, this is a human, there's not a person on the planet except for there's one person on the planet that doesn't think that's important.
We actually had the greatest tariff deal of anyone. That's how and everyone just said, I actually watched it again to watch other people's faces. Macron is next to him. And he's just like this, like nobody even reacts to him anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the problem. Here's where everybody's making a mistake with Trump. And this is a mistake with bullies throughout history, no matter how much power they have. That they sat there and nobody went, hey, she just said there's hundreds of kids missing and you brought up tariffs. So
she said over 200 children. So I don't know what that specificity was, because according to Ukraine's National Information Bureau, 19,546 children have been forcibly removed to Russia, Belarus, and South. So what was she specifically talking about? She said over 200 something. She was talking about kids, but that must be...
But all of that aside...
But that's 20,000 kids are missing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what when I said thousands, I thought you said hundreds. I thought I read it was thousands. Here's the thing. His response is, well, I hear what you're saying right there, but the tariff deal we made was amazing.
He didn't even say that.
What?
He didn't even acknowledge that. That was what made me crazy.
So back to the point about bullies. That Macron, that's the leader of Germany, that all those people sat there and just nodded. And here's the thing about, ever be around somebody that, like a relative that you've argued with long enough and they're so fucking tiring, you just stop arguing. Mm-hmm. Where you're just like, can I get another glass of wine for Thanksgiving and then I'm going to go home?
They just start silencing in your mind.
Yeah. And then you don't want to talk to them. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to talk to them. You're like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
So the problem is that we are dealing with a genocidal situation in the future. You can see what happens when dictators like this are let go. We are in a bad place and people have not reacted to it. We're still getting in our cars, going to work like something happened. And you watch that and you realize that the rest of the world also doesn't know what to do.
Right.
Right.
And we're all trying to figure this out.
Because I think it's hard to wrap my mind around it, as she said. As Putin walks up and he's clapping his little kitten mittens together. I'm saying kitten mittens. I'm stealing it. Kitten mittens together. And Putin walks up and then he puts Putin in the presidential limousine, which has all the tech of the world in it.
Yeah.
Why would you put the KGB guy in the fucking limousine?
He just planted the
Get him in the Uber. Fuck, what are you doing? And then you see Putin in the car and they have a picture of him in the window. He's got this smile on his face like, this dumb motherfucker. This guy does not understand. He said, here's the direct quote to Zelensky. During the war, you can't have elections. So let me just see. 3.5 years from me, if we happen to be in a way with somebody, no more elections. That's good. Us being in a war with someone and not able to have elections, I know, but which is also not exactly how it works here. But and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody. Yes. By the way, what? Here's the thing. Everybody has said he's just talking, but if you go through the history of the last 2 administrations with Trump, everything he said he did.
Yeah, it eventually gets
everything he said he did. What he does is he floats it out to you morons. Mm-hmm. You guys go, he's kidding.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he says it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. Next thing you know, he's doing it now. And he switched your minds, which means you weak mind crackers cannot seem to keep it together. Speaking of weak mind crackers, did you see this
episode brought to you by
Ridge
Wallets?
No, you can't start that.
Well, you said speaking of, and that was my cue to say.
Did you see that neighborhood wants to only have white people? That telling is only.
We watched that together.
We got to talk about this.
They created their own little commie town where it's all white people. We will, but first let's talk about Ridge Wallets because they're super awesome. This episode brought to you by them.
They're not just super awesome. Ridge Wallets by far have changed that thing that I used to hate. Like I would get anywhere I go to with my old wallet, I'd take it in my pocket and set it down because I
you
just
couldn't sit on it.
Yeah.
because it was because my ass I like my ass to be looking good in pants. So but also I'd be sitting you're sitting up on a thing and
Even if you had it in the front, you couldn't.
my old wallet gave me scoliosis. Let's just leave it at that.
Ridge Wallet, they make
Look.
luggage, everyday gear. They make all kinds of stuff. But this is
Less
the
than a
super
pack of
suite
cards.
of the super suite.
Look at that.
Super
This
sweet.
is where cash would normally go, right there. But
Show them how to pop the cards out.
Yeah. So if you,
like a
I've
finger
learned
thing?
I strategically put like, oh, what card do I need? And you can just kind of twist.
see, yeah.
Boom. This is my main one.
Yeah.
Or my Costco one is back here because Costco.
Can I see it?
The thing about
Yeah, it
Ridge
can be-
Wallets
you don't have to
also
explain.
is that they have that RFID chip.
Someone can't come up and just grab your stuff off of it. So and also and like
Scan.
it's got this is already connected. Which I had another wallet that had a band that wasn't attached, and that's why this is brilliant because this one's actually attached to the wallet. So once your money's in there, it's great. And then this is you just get what card do you need? Yeah, I got it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Bam.
Mm-hmm.
People look at that.
They make
it's awesome.
and
Don't
you
take
can
his
get
numbers and
the
don't go
coolest
to his
colors, carbon fiber,
Purple was killer.
metallic.
I got the purple.
Black. I mean, it's awesome. But this is the coolest thing right now because already their products are so elevated and so nice. They're doing a legendary sweepstakes. This is the 5th time that they're going to do it. And this time I was looking at the prices and I was like, where the hair? Okay, Titus, you will want to enter this. 2 winners will get to choose between a $280,000 Lamborghini Huracan Storado.
Okay.
Did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay. A $100,000 Hennessy Velociraptor. What's that?
That is a Ford Raptor, basically Hennessy, and they pump the motor up. It's
With
pretty crazy.
Hennessy?
Yeah, Hennessy. No, not company's name Hennessy. They do not pour.
Oh.
It does not run on Hennessy, although it's alcohol. Probably
But
would
it's
run.
not
It
that-
probably
tastes like
would.
alcohol.
Oh, that's not the company. I
No,
thought
company-
it was
it's
like a
performance
collab.
company. It's a badass company called Hennessy.
Or $100,000 in cash. What would you pick?
I'd go with the cash.
Why though? Because if you take the car,
I would
couldn't you
take.
sell that?
I've
for-
never been a Lamborghini guy. I wouldn't take a
Oh,
Lamborghini.
I would be.
I have a badass truck. My Ram's pretty cool, but but the Raptor, the Velociraptor. I may go with the truck. I may go with the truck.
You would no. This is why you're not in charge of money. You go
Sell
with the
the Lambo.
highest
And
value,
that's, flip it.
right?
Yeah.
And then you sell it and get what you want. If you
Okay,
don't want
all right.
that,
Okay, ready? First of all, $280,000 Lambo. You're going to pay a gift tax on it. Gift tax is almost 50%, so you're going to pay $140,000.
but you're going to do the same on the cash.
Then you're going to sell.
So you take the highest value.
Okay, all right. Well, let's look at it this way then. Then you got it. Then you take
Lambo is the world's first off-road supercar. It's got a V10 and 610 horsepower.
And then you sell that.
That's
and you
what I
make-
would
so
say.
140, and then you sell that for 200. You have to pay tax on that too. So you get a third of that goes to, say you get 270.
Holy shit!
130,000.
The truck. This
You're right.
is
Still get 130.
Yeah.
Still more than 100.
Right,
Yes,
that's
still,
our
you
point.
still get it. All right. All right.
without having to do any math. You just choose the highest worth, and then you
Deal with it.
do whatever
Yeah.
you need to do from there. I
All
like
right.
that you had to do. Let me think about which one would be worth more.
That's why.
Uh,
That's why I write the Armageddon
that
update
truck-
and don't do the math.
That truck, which I didn't know was a truck, the Velociraptor, has
Pretty cool.
558 horsepower
Yep.
twin turbo.
Yep.
That's insane. So, and
Hennessy
you can just enter
Motorsports.
at ridge.com, which you should go do. And if you want, you can enter no matter what. But if you want to boost your odds, every dollar that you spend on the site will get you one additional entry. So if you spend $50, you get 50 additional entries. So ready to upgrade your wallet and maybe get a Lambo? Because that's what we're taking.
Put your Lambo key on
For
this.
a limited time only, go to ridge.com,
Nice.
use
I like
code
the key.
Titus at checkout, 10% off your order, and you'll get a chance to win the biggest sweepstakes ever. Lamborghini Huracan Storado, Hennessy Velociraptor, or $100,000 in cash. You don't have to purchase to be able to throw your hat in the ring.
If they said $100,000 cash tax free,
But every
then
dollar
that
you
would
do
make
spend
sense.
will get you more entries.
Because you're right, that doesn't make any sense. $100,000. in cash.
Ridge.com, promo code Titus. At the end, tell them we sent you so they'll know.
Good stuff, man. They make
They make
their
really
stuff is
nice,
it's so
great gifts.
It's so long lasting. That's what I love about it. Let's talk about go.
Let
to-
me just finish this because I keep going back to this, and just because we're almost done here and we don't have to talk about them. The third one was international pressure, which I don't think will work for us.
They tried it.
because who's going to sanction us and make it matter?
Right.
Diplomatic isolation, he doesn't care because he has Putin and Xi. So I don't know.
He doesn't have Xi either. She thinks he's full of shit.
Example being South Africa's apartheid regime in the 90s. Number 4, constitutional and institutional constraints.
Nope. Congress won't do it.
Example, Turkey in 1950 transitioned from one-party rule after opposition won elections. Well, he's rigging, he's working on our elections now. And then number 5, here comes your favorite coup or force. But Selena wants you to know that those are risky and unstable.
As opposed to where we are now.
And they use
as opposed to how the guy running the country.
They use Mubarak as an example. That was one of our early podcasts, was Mubarak.
Well, that's what I would like to say is like, so these other countries, so here's the thing about us. This is our kind of first one. We had the Civil War, but we've never had something like this. Now these other countries, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, they've all had this over and over and over. Russia, they've had regime change, corruption. We haven't. We've lived in a different world. In fact, we used to deal with corruption like Nixon. You're gone, bro. Get the fuck out. His own party came in and went, hey man, as of today, you're going to jail or you quit. And he walked. So this is the first time we've had it. I think the people that would do a coup in America, if they were going to do it, this is a hypothetical, by the way. I think that if they did do it, it would be to put us back to where we were. I don't think there's no one more evil than Trump that I can figure, or this crew.
Well, I would
this crew of Miller, his whole crew, and we would have to have a Nuremberg trial for America because this whole crew of psychopaths needs to go. Can you look into this white town?
Oh yeah, he's currently trying to rig the midterms. We were watching Rachel Maddow, and she said she saw three ways he's demanding changes to congressional district maps. Obviously, we've heard about that one. He's because she's saying he's not going to cancel the midterms. He's going to have them. Like Putin still has elections. Saddam Hussein was elected. Also, he's demanding a new census. He's claiming the old ones should not count. And I don't know if you saw.
Based on what?
But he said that we need to now focus before we give people citizenship. They need to be of good moral character, is how he phrased it.
So the guy who has 34 felonies thinks that who raped,
who cheated on the wife with the next wife, with the wife with the next wife, with porn star,
and said he wants to date his daughter. Someone with good moral character. Who's going to be the arbiter of that? Who's going to judge that?
But what he's doing, we have learned, is that he's just putting. So let's say the midterms happen and the other rigging didn't work, and then it's a landslide. Then he's already laying the groundwork to say, well, no, a bunch of illegals voted. I said it was a bad census. We need a new census. He's just laying groundwork.
Yet the polls are saying that he's literally less than a third of the country likes him.
They're fake.
No, it's not.
He called into Fox. You saw that clip, right? And said, I'm actually polling higher than any president.
90%.
90%.
He said, I'm polling at 90%.
And the Fox host goes, with Republicans. No, Joe, I'm polling that. And the guy kept going, amongst Republicans.
But even he's not doing that. It's like 71%.
Yeah, no, he's not. So, and then his best friend, the third one, Vladimir Putin, the guy who kills people that run against him and jails people that try to vote against him. Yep. He said that he's signing an executive order, thanks to Putin telling him this is how to do it, barring Americans from voting by mail and potentially by machine as well.
And as we know from our ETA episodes, he doesn't like mail-in voting.
So you guys just don't know what he's doing is. So what he's doing is he's the machine thing bothered me because I thought, wait, what's he doing? Oh, he's trying to make it so hard for people to vote that nobody votes. That means that his highly motivated people that he gets at to vote will vote. What he doesn't understand is we've been taught our whole lives that America is about freedom and democracy. There will be problems in the streets. This is not going to stop. Mm-hmm. So find this county that's doing this.
So, but oddly enough, there are several. Is this the one in Arkansas?
More than one? I think so.
Ozark, of course. A group called Return to the Land.
That's it.
That's them, right?
Now, both guys that started it, both
not Native American.
Both had
these are
troubles.
white people.
Yeah, white people.
Oh, okay.
Return to the other land.
Return to the land we committed genocide on. That was a longer name in the
Return to the land after we got here
and killed all those people.
Are they going to import snow?
It's a
what
different.
do you mean return to the land?
Yeah.
It's an historical movement. They're saying they're returning to a simpler lifestyle.
Less teeth.
Both founders, by the way, one guy was actually arrested at one point for attempted murder. It didn't go through. And then the other guy, the other guy's a criminal also.
They all stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
It's you must be white to live there. Well, they just said that.
But you must be white to live there, and they judge how white you are. There's been some people that have been turned down for not being white enough.
I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, if you want to meet, yeah.
Well, Trump would be.
I'm in. I'm super.
What about Trump with his orange? His orange face. He wouldn't be in there either.
What about with his immigrant wife and his immigrant mom?
His kids are all kids of immigrants.
What about JD Vance's wife?
And JD
Vance's
she's
wife,
brown,
right?
She wasn't a citizen when those kids were born.
No, she was not.
Ivanka is who we're talking about. Ivana, which one?
Ivana, yeah.
Is Ivana the golf course?
Yeah, the golf course.
Is Ivana the 18th hole, or is that Ivanka? Okay. Yes, it's
boom. 18th hole means a couple of things. You know what I'm saying?
It does. I thought that. After
I'd be dating her in
the
other hole.
Yeah. So I guess it's in Arkansas, of course. Ozarks, of course. They reject multiculturalism and immigration. They are excluding non-white, non-Christian, and LGBT plus individuals. He defends the leader. Of course, there's a leader.
You gotta have a leader.
There, David Koresh defends their actions as protected by freedom of association.
That's not a law. What is that? What is freedom of association?
They only like the Constitution when they can use it to beat you over the head.
They only like parts of it.
Yes.
They only like parts of the Constitution. You can't, it's the Second Amendment. If the Constitution could just be one amendment, and keep the slavery one that has now been repealed.
Yeah.
They want to go back to that one.
Well, they're trying to move into Missouri, likely Springfield. There's a comedy club there.
You do understand that we are now, these are Nazis. Like these weak ass.
He's posting videos saying, you want a white nation?
These weak ass, pathetic, cowardly crackers who don't have enough character, insight, or strength to deal with anybody else from another race in a nation of immigrants
and taste. Have you seen AOC? Have you seen Jasmine Crockett?
In a nation planned for, built by, and designed by immigrants. We have a statue at the entrance that says, "Give us your poor, your tired, huddled masses yearning to be free." And white people, white. Gotta be white. We gonna be white? You know who I want? White. We gotta have white people. Can't have no brown. White people. Just a bird in the distance. White.
Exactly.
You gotta white people. Gotta have white people. It's a country of white people. White.
I want some black. It's better with black.
Asian. Nope, gotta be white. So, guys, we're in a sad place in America. Listen.
They also are against the 19th Amendment, too. There's a whole movement, ladies, coming around. That trad wife movement. These dumbass right-wing conservative podcasters and stuff are like, I'm going to be a trad wife. Okay. Well, good luck with that, Cindy Lou. But they want to take away your vote. And there are a bunch of pastors who are behind this movement that they don't flat out say women should not vote. They say that it should be a one home vote.
One home, one vote.
And the interviewer asked this pastor, well, then what if your wife disagrees with you? And he said, well, then that's something we would have to look at. But naturally, I would have the final say.
Oh.
And
so not look at it.
Can I say something? It's frustrating.
Trying to take her right to vote.
As frustrating as it is to have a partner that is so opinionated and that actually is probably smarter than me in many ways.
Smarter than I, but yeah.
Case in point. I don't understand these weak ass men. It's what I say in my show. I said, 400 years later, we still, if you had the Puritans Quakers, 400 years later, we still have a group of people that want to control everything, including vaginas, because they're not really good at controlling vaginas. and what ends up happening is you get these guys who on their own character game or whatever can't get a good woman, are saying, now I want a trad wife that does what I say. Well, that means you're a fucking loser, bro. Because a woman that loves you, that you treated with respect and took care of, she would actually take care of you. And because you're a pathetic, fucking weak ass, small dicked creep, you can't find a good woman. So now you want to be able to run women to do what you say because you don't have the power or the character ability or likability to get a woman to just be your partner. It's fucking crazy. You guys suck.
They're also pussies.
That's what I mean. There
I
you go.
know we're not supposed to say pussies. But
By the way, it's based on a word called pusillanimous. It's not. It doesn't mean vagina. Pusillanimous.
well,
Look it
pussy never meant vagina until some people agreed that it did. It's all just slang. But anyway, Hegseth, he and who was it?
RFK.
RFK posted a workout video, and Gavin's press office answered, "Do you even work out, bro?"
Did you see him on the pull-ups?
Oh, it was not good.
Tony
But
Horton would have
also,
lost his mind.
This is the guy that has his push-ups were 2 inches like this. I put my
Right.
chest on the ground in push-ups, and he was on his knees. No, he put a hair and makeup studio in the Pentagon, our military official building. He put a hair and makeup studio.
The Secretary of Defense put a makeup room in
Yes.
the Pentagon. Do
Which
you guys
Trump
get that?
would be fine
Go
with.
look at the RFK Hegseth video. Watch him do his pull-ups. Holy shit.
There is now reporting that his security detail is so massive that it has put insane pressure on the Army team responsible for protecting him. Also, all of them. So Bongo has 24-hour security. Tom Homan, Tom Homan's alone is roughly $1 million a month in taxpayer money. Pete Hegseth is like 20 times Tom Homan's. It's an insane number of people surrounding him everywhere he goes that it's actually causing problems in our military. Tom Homan, $1 million a month, travels in a 4-vehicle motorcade. He's just a cabinet member. It's just a made-up cabinet member, but it's just a cabinet member.
Do you understand how small these people are? Guess who didn't have that? Lloyd Austin.
No.
Guess who didn't have that? They just walked to this corner and got their coffee and they walked back to the house.
Unusually large security requirements are straining the Army agency tasked with protecting him as it pulls agents from all criminal investigations to safeguard family residences in Minnesota, Tennessee, and DC just for Pete Hegseth.
Do you know why though? When you're a small,
because he's a pussy.
Yeah, when you're a pussy, when you're a pussy, you need to have because you can't feel good about yourself. So you need to, well, if all these people around me, I must be okay.
Yes. And he got his hair done and he's got his teeth.
Makeup
He's also making the Army Criminal Investigation Division monitor the residents belonging to each of his former spouses. We're paying for that. We are. All of us. We're paying for that.
Fraud, waste, and abuse. Jeez.
But that's nothing
And
compared
that
to
guy
the golf
that-
trips.
The guy that they beat the shit out of at IHOP, he was paying for that. It's just... But
Go to ChatGPT again and go, when do we have the meeting?
No, I'm not doing that.
Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Got to tell you, do me a favor. Go to ChristopherTitus.com for dates coming up. We're going to be touring the country, at least until as long as it stays the country that I know. But I'll be in Houston this week.
Friday, Saturday?
At the Punchline. And then on Sunday, I got good, bad news. It's sold out in Austin. For Sunday, and go to ChristopherTitus.com to get all that, and Christopher Titus TV for all the videos. Right now, we're going to go to 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Biden-Harris administration launched the savings on a valuable education plan. It was a new income-driven repayment plan designed to lower monthly student loan payments for millions of borrowers. Senior administration officials held a background press call to discuss the plan. He also issued a statement on extreme weather, mentioning his concerns about Tropical Storm Harold impacting South Texas and Tropical Storm Franklin threatening Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. He directed FEMA to pre-deploy personnel and resources to both regions, which they refused, and now they're gone.
Before the world ends, get tickets to my live special taping October 25th. I have to go now to go to a meeting at that theater at the El Portal Theater, August 25th, October 25th.
Guys, October 25th, Rachel's filming her special, Beauty for Ashes.
8:45.
6:30, 8:45. You want to go to the show? Let us know. Get tickets.
Also, I'll be headlining Tulsa. That's September 10th. Louisville, September 24th. And then Spokane Comedy Club, October 8th. So get tickets for that now, and that way you can help me get ready.
October 8th. Yeah, we got to get ready. Yeah,
I'm not working. It's a done show.
My kitten mittens.
Your kitten mitten. You'll be in the bag.
Guys, thanks for watching. For myself, the Lovely Bomb Show, right in the Highlander. Later!
Peace out.
Make it anyone.